What if you could vibe code any beautiful website, any incredible app that you ever wanted to build with the most powerful tool out there, absolutely free, as long as you want? That's what I'm here to show you today. For some reason, Google AI Studio has become a sleeping giant among us weirdo vibe coders. Everybody's out there using things like Lovable and Bolt and Replit, and these are all great platforms, but man, they are expensive when it comes to the tokens that you're spending to talk to their agents. With Google AI Studio build mode, you don't have to deal with any of that, and so the barrier to entry is extremely low. So today, I want to take you inside and give you a beginner's guide to getting started with this software, because it is amazing. All right, so let's go right over my shoulder and take a look here at what you're gonna see when you first get to Google AI Studio. So you go to aistudio.google.com, and this is sort of meant to be a main hub for developers with Google's AI products, where you can test certain prompts and things, do some regular chat, as well as manage your API keys and all of that technical stuff. Today, I just want to talk about the build mode. So when you're in here in chat, you can have a little chat here, you can test some of the models. We're gonna go right down to build, because this is where we are able with build to build apps. You can build websites here too, but I've often found that when you're using build, it expects to build an app. So the file structure that it builds is going to do that. That's not always the case. You can build actual websites in here, but you'll have to keep telling it to put it into an index.html file, and it's kind of a pain. So I just want to show you how this works. So when you first come here, you're going to make sure to log in. And one of the great things about being part of the Google ecosystem here is that it's very integrated with Gemini. So it's out of the box gonna let you build things with Gemini. Gemini is a great model. It's very advanced. I don't know why it's so under the radar lately. It hasn't gotten the hype that OpenAI has gotten, or even Claude, but it's way more ubiquitous because those of us with Android phones are using it all the time, and it's secretly gotten ninja. So I'm logged in down here. I could assign an API and get an API key, no big deal. Everything's already gonna be ready to go out of the box with test API keys and such right as soon as you're building it. Once you go to take something out to production value, you'll just assign it a regular API key so that it can actually charge you. But Gemini is cheaper than a lot of other models, which is amazing. When you first come here, it's gonna show you a bunch of sort of templates that you could vibe code off of. So like you could build a Nano Banana powered app, which is an image generator and editor using that powerful Nano Banana model. You can create conversational voice apps, video, Google search. Just trying to show you what you can do with Gemini. But you do not need to use Gemini for this. I have successfully deployed plenty of apps using OpenAI and other API keys here, and it's not difficult. You just need to know that out of the box, it wants you to use Gemini. You just gotta tell it not to if you wanna use a different API. So if you click I'm feeling lucky, then you'll get a app idea. So design a logo for my company based on the description, then shows me an animated version. Sure, as you can see, this is not just for apps, and it has rebranded it to build your ideas with Gemini. And so now it's gonna be a little bit more intelligent than it was before. Under the models, you can see you're just gonna wanna use 2.5 Pro. Whenever you're watching this, 3.0 might be out. Be nice if it came out soon. It's not out quite yet. And you're gonna use React and TypeScript and use all that. That's all fine. So let's give it some sort of simple app to build off of the top of our head. Build me an AI chatbot using Gemini that specifically helps me design workouts and warm-ups for my daily workout routine with a goal towards overall functional fitness and health. So I have gone in a previous video when I was going through how to build lead magnets in AI Studio that I go into ChatGPT and I create big prompts and workflows to work off of to give to Gemini, but you don't have to do that. If your idea is still in a sort of nascent stage and you're not 100% sure what you want it to look and feel like and everything, a sentence like this will do enough. And so now you're just gonna go to build. And as you go to this, it's going to immediately start building your app. So in the preview, it now gives you certain suggestions that are tailored to your app based from that prompt. So for example, tailor workout suggestions based on user's fitness level, available equipment. It's a great idea. So you can just add this to chat. They're really trying to make it extremely easy for non-coders to use, and you can go right through these. And you can see it started writing the code for this app. And if we go over to the code tab here, we'll be able to see it writing it. So as far as the layout goes, you do need to make sure that you save manually. That's very important. See how it says unsaved up here? It does not auto-save your apps. And this, I believe, is by design because it allows you to sort of reset any crazy changes that are made. What I like about this no save feature is it'll warn you if you go away from the page, but also you have this ability to be able to try out some crazy stuff that might break the app in chat, have the developer try to make it happen, and if it fails and it breaks the app, you can just reload this page and you're all good and it will not have saved. As you will see, you can also restore certain checkpoints. As Gemini is going through and building this, it'll see its own errors and it will try to fix them, as you can tell. Some errors it will see, some errors it will not see. It really depends on if the errors happen while they're coding or if the errors happen when the app tries to actually load up, and then there might be an issue. And I'll show you how to handle those errors. So you're gonna see a save button right here. You can click save app at any time to save it. And we'll say AI Fitness Coach, sure, all good. So up here on the toolbar, you have your app name. I would recommend not changing this a ton after you deploy it to a Cloud Run service, and I'll go in depth in another video on that. Right now, we're just going through Google AI Studio. And you can see right away, there's a very small error down here that is not allowing the app to load. No big deal. There's an autofix button, which I love. Surprisingly, not every Vibe coding system has something like that. So it can autofix these errors, or if for some reason that doesn't happen, you can easily copy and paste, send an image to the chat of this error in the console, and it will go to work on it. Other parts of the UI up here, you can download the app, so it'll allow you to download the app as a zip file. You'll see it's right there. You can connect it to GitHub so that you can save to GitHub in case you wanted to move this to a different platform. You can deploy this app to Cloud Run, which is very easy to do. One of the great things about Google AI Studio is that it allows you to do one-click deployments, essentially. Over here we have Share, so this is where you can save your changes and then it'll give you a public link to share with folks, where you can easily copy this, send it to somebody, and they'll be able to use it. And then we have Switch to API key, so when you move to production mode or when you start running out of the test credits they have here, you can just click that, select a cloud project, and then you can grab one of these API keys here, or you can create a new API key to run everything there. Okay, so it's loaded this simple app here, and one of the pitfalls of me not giving it a little more direction is that I wasn't able to tell it the aesthetic design. So it's done its best to do this. So it has done what I asked it to. It's created a little chat bot here. I want to work on legs today. And a lot of times when you're working with other platforms, the API isn't there yet, right? So you have to integrate that and get all of that stuff set up to see it. But since this comes out of the box with Gemini, it already knows what's going on. And that is pretty cool. So let's go to these different pieces here. Down here is where I tell it which changes to make, and you have some custom changes here that are templated, and this allows you to sort of just click these things, add workout history, and if I did that, then I could just click send prompt and it would just send it over and make a change, or I can describe any change that I want here. Like for example, make the app more slick and modern and fun. Right now it feels plain and dated and simplistic. So you can give it those design type notes or even very simple notes and it'll show you what to do. The other thing that you can do is you can screenshot. So if you're on Windows, you can say Windows Shift S will bring up the screenshot tool. You grab it and then you can just directly copy and paste right into the chat. Easier than just downloading a screenshot and then uploading a screenshot. And you could say, hey, this logo feels dated, add a real one, and then it will analyze the image and do it for you, which is really cool. The other way that you can pinpoint specific things is you can use this annotate app tool. And when you use this, and you see I've got this thing up here, as it says, you can draw directly on your app's preview to communicate your vision to Gemini. So the cool thing about this is that it allows you to actually go on here and then find a specific piece. And then when you do that, it's going to send it right through with your chat request, which is really fun. If you ever need to edit the code directly, you just go to the code toggle and you can change things right in here. You're watching it build out all of these design things in real time that I asked it to do, or if you need to send anything along. If you want to see what it's going to look like on mobile or desktop, all you need to do is go over here, click device, click mobile, and you'll have your mobile app here. And you can switch over. It's added a fitness image generator. Describe a fitness scene, exercise, or motivational image to create. But this is a great example of where I hover over this, and that looks very weird, right, on there. So I can go annotate. I can circle this, or I could just add a comment or arrow or whatever I want. Essentially, it's a full markup here. So for example, let's say that I add a comment here, and I'll draw a little box around it, and I'll say, on mobile, the green highlight doesn't cover the whole text here. And then Gemini is going to know that this is where I want it to go, okay? And then I'll go into the chat, say add to chat, apply the edits shown in the screenshot is what it automatically says. I can send them along, and then it will make the edits. Very cool. You can rotate it if you want, see what it would look like if your phone was in landscape mode. You can go to tablet or current screen size for desktop. You can always reload the app if it's something that involves a login or something like that, or you just want to see a splash screen again, you can easily hit the reload button. And the way that this flow works is that you continue to take screenshots or annotate specific things inside of your app and then make changes to make it better. So now I say, hey, I don't want to just go on to this. So why don't we say, add a dashboard splash screen with a lot of flair and zest that gets me excited to get into this chat with my AI fitness coach. And it'll send that along, and I can make that change. And that's how we iterate back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I've always used screenshots in the past, but this annotate feature is only a week old, so it's an incredible opportunity to dig into this. And really, you are only limited by your imagination here. We've got this dashboard here. You can get started and move on into it. It's so much fun to just think about all the creative things that you can bring to the table. Also, if you want to get a little bit more technical with it, you can hit the settings button. This allows you to change the model that you're using. There's really no reason not to use Pro. Flash is faster, but Pro is plenty fast enough, and it's better anyway. And you can add custom instructions, okay? So in here, anything that you want to know. For example, you might want to say, I always want the design to feel slick and fresh and modern and very fun to use, like a game. And if I put that into the custom instructions, that's going to go along with every chat you send to the model to try to change things, which is awesome. So the question I have is, why would you use anything else? I know you may say from that example, oh, that wasn't beautiful and amazing, but trust me, you can make things more beautiful and amazing than you can in any of these other apps that cost you a ton of money, and this is free. I have built countless apps here. For example, I built this funnel builder that uses vibe coding to build funnels. I created this lead magnet, which is built for CrossFit gyms to be able to go through and assess their own marketing and eventually get led into booking a call. I have created my own cross-platform note-taking app that I use religiously. I have created games for me and my family to play together. This is a game that I invented, which is sort of like Taboo. And me and the kids play this at the fire pit all the time. This here is something that allows you to send contracts out for signature But way more than that, it will generate any legal document that you want and allow you to edit it without knowing anything about law. And that's just the beginning. You can build whatever you want and make it look as beautiful as you want. I really feel like this is a sleeping giant. And one of the things I built with this is called the Campaign Reactor. And this is a free tool that I have built for you that essentially takes information about your business in 12 steps, as well as your website, scrapes the website, thinks about your questions, thinks critically, and builds an entire marketing campaign for you, complete with automated email sequences, social posts, ads, strategy, and an entire blueprint to build a landing page with vibe coding 100% free. All there just for you. So go to reactor.mattjohnston.io. I'll drop the link in the description and you can use it and play with it right now. I'd love to see what you get. That's it. I'm excited to bring this one to you guys. This is oddly underused application given the fact that it was made by Google. I just can't see why you would pay hundreds or thousands of dollars for these other things on the market when Google AI Studio is this good. So hopefully you got some good beginner tips of digging into this, and I'll see you in the next one.